I am not in favour of financial fair play as it is currently structured, because I think what it is that it's anti-competitive.
Former City chairman David Bernstein, who brought a lot of stability to the club at a time when the club was in some turmoil, I have to say, has a new book out. It's called We Were Really There. And I've been chatting to him in depth about his time at City, the difference that he made. And in this first video, because there will be others, he talks about FFP because he's also a former chairman of the FA, the Football Association. So very interesting to see what he has to say. So a big thanks to Counting King, who of course are one of the sponsors, one of my sponsors, who specialise in R&D tax credits, but also business loans and all sorts of other things. If you're involved in a company, big company, they can help you. I can assure you that. Give them a call, send them an email, and I'm sure they'll help. And also to Eamar Development UK, who are also big helpers of this channel. So with thanks to them, here is the first part of my interview with David Bernstein, the former City chairman. I hope you'll find this interesting. I certainly did.
I am not in favour of financial fair play as it is currently structured, because I think what it is that it's anti-competitive. I think it means that clubs with substantial incomes who are embedded at the top of the game, and let's call it the top six or whatever, or the top seven, have an inbuilt advantage because of their size and their scale, which financial fair play perpetuates. And I think that it is so important for the dream of fans, for competitiveness and so on, that any well-run club that gets serious investment, I'll come back to that in a minute, can achieve real success. So when you have Leicester winning the Premier League, when you have Blackburn doing what it did, that was fantastic. It was fresh and it was great for the fans. I think it was just wonderful. We don't, however much I love Manchester City, if they win the league every year for the next 10 years, even our own fans might start to get a little bit, well, maybe not. But I think what is needed are proper regulations and controls over the structures of clubs, the capital in clubs, so that clubs are not built on sand, they're not built on debt. But if a smaller club gets a big investor, like Blackburn did, then I think they should be free as long as they can show they've got long-term funding, and they're not building up a scenario which is sort of bound to fail down the road, that they should be allowed to accelerate their development. So Newcastle is the best example I can give now. We've got massive, backing equivalent to ours in City. I think they should be able to accelerate their development. They shouldn't be held back. And if they can really move up to challenge City and United and Arsenal and so on, that can only be a good thing. So I think the regulations as they are, that they seem to be sensible, are I think a bit of a drawback to proper fair competition.
I think the Premier League have caused a problem for themselves by doing what they've done with these 115 charges. I mean, what's your instinct? Do you think City ultimately will be proven innocent?
No, I cannot comment on that. I'd like to. I've got no inside knowledge. I don't know what the charges are. I just don't know. I think I'm going to answer your question differently. I think that if, in the end, City are penalised and found, to have broken the rules and so on, if they were, I think it'd be a sort of a sporting tragedy, because I think the job that they've done and Pep Guardiola has done and the quality of the team that's been built is fantastic. And if that was tarnished, I think it'd be very, very sad. But due process must take place, and we will see. I as a City hope then that we're not found guilty of any breaches, but we'll have to see.
Maybe history will be the thing that judges whether what I'm going to say now is true. But you, I always saw as a steadying hand at City, who was there at the right time when City needed somebody to calm the ship and guide it into calmer waters. I would suggest that the current ownership, Sheikh Mansour and Khaldoon and the rest of them, are also very respectful, very dignified, and obviously very, very professional in what they do. Now, clearly, if City are found guilty, people might judge them in a different way. But from your perspective, as we're recording this ahead of those decisions, would you concur with me that City really couldn't have better owners in terms of the way that they are pushing the club forward and carrying themselves, really, because they don't seek self-publicity, much like yourself. It's all about dignity, isn't it?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with what you said more. I think they were a quality act. They have behaved with great dignity. They made huge investment. They benefited Manchester as a city as well as the club itself. And I think it's been a quality job through and through. So uh, everything you say, I think, is absolutely right. I say, therefore, it would be extremely sad if that was tarnished in any way because of what had happened.
So the future for you, I mean, you're an octogenarian now, if I can get the words out. You're still involved in football? Do you still have that passion you've always had?
Yes, I do. I mean, I have a passion for City, and I follow them obviously regularly and glory in their success. I've been quite involved in football sort of governance, and you're going to see in the next few days a possible bill, or Act of Parliament coming out, or bill to do with football regulation and the appointment of an independent regulator. I've been very involved in that. I strongly believe that that's necessary because I think the power of the Premier League and the imbalance it's given to the rest of football is not great for what we glory as the pyramid of English football is not in a healthy state. And I think a lot needs to be done, and it won't be done without the help of some outside involvement. So that's watch this space. So that's interesting. I'm involved in lots of other things as well. I do a lot of charity work, and I still have quite a lot of commercial interests. I'm chairing 2 or 3 companies and so on. So I keeping nice and busy. Thank you.
You give us all hope as we get older. I admire your tenacity and your energy. Tell us where we can get the book, what it's called. Obviously, people will now be interested in buying it, I'm
The
sure.
book is called "We Were Really There," which of course is a play on aren't really here, which our fans will understand. So it's we were really there. It's published on March the 11th. It's going to come out in all major bookstores or get it on Amazon. They're all the usual sources. I hope I hope it'll be a really interesting read for our fans in particular, but also, as I say, for people interested in sport and change and how you turn around underperforming organisations.
Well, on behalf of every City fan, particularly of a certain age, who lived through the years when you were chairman, and I'm sure hold you in the same respect that I do, thank you for what you did, David, and good luck
Thank
with
you. Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you.